Hush, Ben!
Today, son, we're going to talk about Daniel's friends in the burning furnace.
That's great, Mom. Mom, as you said in the other story, everyone is already sitting on the sofa to watch and listen to this incredible story you're going to tell us, Mom.
Joshua, today we're going to talk about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Wow. Mom, who are these people? Who are they?
They were Daniel's friends. Daniel was a very important man, but we'll talk about Daniel later. Today we're going to talk about how King Nebuchadnezzar had a gigantic golden statue made. And during his reign, he said that all the people had to bow down and worship this statue. But whoever serves the God of Israel doesn't worship other statues, does Joshua?
Yes, the worship of only one God, Mom.
So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to worship Nebuchadnezzar's statue.
Wow!
There were bad men inside the kingdom. They were watching Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they went to King Nebuchadnezzar and said, "O king, you live forever, but here in your kingdom there are 3 young Jews who disobey your command. They don't bow down to the statue." Nebuchadnezzar was furious. He was red with anger, Joshua.
Wow, Mom, imagine, Mom, what happened next?
He ordered the furnace to be heated. And he ordered Daniel's friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, to be thrown into the furnace. And he said, "Let's see who can save you." Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered, "O king, we are not going to defend ourselves. For if our God whom we worship wants to, he will be able to save us from the furnace and deliver us from its power. And even if our God doesn't save us, you can know that we won't worship your God." But something happened that he hadn't expected. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego didn't bow down to Nebuchadnezzar. He ordered his soldiers to tie up the young men, and they threw them into the fiery furnace 3 times.
And they were men of faith, right? To believe that God could save them, right, Mom?
With great faith, Joshua, they were even thrown into the furnace with their cloaks, their hats, their clothes, and they were tied up. The order of the king of the land had been fulfilled. The furnace was as hot as ever. The flames killed the soldiers who had thrown the young men into the furnace. And there bound Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell into the furnace. But
what happened, Mom?
something happened that Nebuchadnezzar didn't expect. He stood up and looked into the furnace and said, "Weren't they just 3 men we tied up and threw into the furnace?" And the people said, "Yes, sir." Then he said, "But how do I see 4 men walking around loose in the furnace? They're walking around in there without suffering anything, and the 4th man looks like an angel."
Oh my God, Mom. Is that what I think it is, Mom?
Son, Nebuchadnezzar came close to the furnace and shouted, "Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out." The 3 of them came out of the furnace, and all the authorities who were there came to see that the fire had done them no harm. Do you know why?
What, Mommy?
When Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were thrown into the pit, the Lord God was with them. The angel protected them. So we understand that when we fear the Lord, no harm can come to us. Even a furnace heated 7 times has no power, Joshua.
Mom, what an incredible story, Mom. I learned a lot from this story. Above all, to have a lot of faith in our God, no matter what the circumstances, Mama. Mom, thank you so much for this story. It's incredible.
But the story goes on, Joshua. We talked about Daniel's friends, Everyone get ready, sit down on the sofa because Daniel will soon be in the lion's den. And for those of you who enjoyed the story, don't forget, right, son? Subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to activate the bell.
It's true to receive all the notifications of all these little stories and the songs too, Mom. That's Josh Bates.